Mike King is in the business. Mike King is in the business. Mike King is in the business. Mike King is in the business, man.
I enjoy listening to On the Mic with Mike every day.
My name is Isabella, and you're listening to Mike King Biz. Hubby, that's my scam.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic of Mike, the premier business radio program around, coming to you from the ESPN studio, which is the Mike King Biz Radio epicenter of good business, where you can find us on all social platforms, hashtag On the Mic with Mike, RVA, as well as Mike King Biz. On the Mic with Mike, we highlight partnerships, people, showcase business, enterprise. I don't work for the radio stations. My program just airs here on a daily basis. So as I said, we're out there always talking. We got good friends in the house. We have Kristen, who is here from the Habitat for Humanity. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm so excited to be here.
Well, we're glad to have you here. We also have artist G, who we're going to talk to in a little bit. She is famous. Some folks would know her from her artwork. I've been seeing and knowing her artwork is great. The RTD just realized it and put her on the front. She came with the Bubba Wallace painting that was signed by the driver, the number 23 car. I'm a NASCAR fan anyway. So, but I'm a Hendricks guy, but you know, it's the 23 team is cool with us. So, but G has that. So let's talk about Habitat for Humanity. It's a business show, so tell us who you are and what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Kristen Vinagro. I'm with Richmond Metropolitan Habitat for Humanity. What we do is we build safe, affordable homes for local families, and we use mostly volunteers to actually help us build those homes. We use thousands of local volunteers every single year. They do every part of the build you can imagine, from framing to painting to putting up drywall, everything you can imagine. And most of them do not have any skills whatsoever.
I've heard.
Never volunteered to build a house before.
And you have somebody who teaches them how to instruct them along the way.
Exactly. Yeah, we have professional construction supervisors on all of our sites, and they teach you exactly what you need to do every day. We always say they're the most amazing people. They could build a house all by themselves, but they are even more impressive because they're teaching people who've never picked up a hammer before how to build a house. So it's really incredible.
When you look at I mean, sort of everybody knows you guys.
Yeah.
Everybody, you know. And so when you tell somebody where you work at, what's the look on their face?
Everybody's always, they're always getting excited look on their face. Yeah, because they're like, Habitat, I have a Habitat story. Everybody has
a Habitat story. And like you had said, most of the people who you get into homes don't qualify.
Exactly. So the way our program works is we work with people who traditionally would not qualify for a mortgage through a bank. So through us, they qualify for an affordable 0% interest mortgage. The average monthly payment is about $600 to $700 a month. So it's significantly cheaper than rent in the Richmond area. And it allows those families to achieve that dream of homeownership and the stability that it brings to a family.
Alrighty, so Habitat has been around for a long time. Established, everyone knows you. You guys are going to have a big 2020 like everybody. You were going to kill it, sit around that big table at your location, and then Corona showed up and didn't leave. What did it do for you guys? And what did you learn coming out of that? You looked up and say, you know what? We didn't do that before, but we kind of like, we can do this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it was a shock to us, as it was to everyone, I'm sure. We were unable to use volunteers for quite a while because we didn't know how to safely utilize volunteers with building the houses. We wanted to keep building, so our construction team kept going.
Oh, so that's what it was. So they did all the work because you guys couldn't use a volunteer, because the need is always there.
Exactly.
The need didn't stop because of Corona.
No, and if anything, it's growing because of Corona. So we kept chugging along, but we had to go at a little bit of a slower pace. We were having to figure out how to creatively push our programming along. So we moved a lot of our engagement opportunities online because we
Okay.
didn't want to lose our volunteers. So we came up with some volunteer opportunities that people could do at home to engage with us. We also had lots of Zoom events to try to engage people in the community and keep them going. But eventually we did figure out how to safely bring volunteers back. And then our program kept rolling after that, which was great. But definitely it slowed down our ability to build homes for a while.
On the mic with Mike King here. This is part of the Mike King Biz Radio Network, which is ESPN Richmond 106.1 every morning from 5 to 7, and Choice 105.3, as well as International Business Coach Radio. We speak to the best and the brightest out there. So when you guys looked up, when did you realize that, okay, we may survive this COVID thing and we're going to sort of go back to as much as normal as you could think?
Yeah, I think once the CDC was talking about masking and how effective that was in preventing the spread of the virus, that's when we started feeling a little bit more comfortable. So we came up with some like really strict guidelines for our volunteers to come back, and we limited the number of volunteers on site each day just to make people feel a little more safe. And then it's kind of evolved from there as the CDC has, loosened restrictions. So we're pretty much back to normal now, and we're building 5 houses right now, which is incredible, all at the same time.
Which areas are you building houses in now?
We mostly build in the city of Richmond. So we have some in the north side, some in Church Hill, a few on the south side that we're working on. We're getting ready to start one in Henrico, and we'll be building some in Chesterfield as well.
And what's the process for a person who wants to get in and say, hey, I'd like to get a house from Habitat? How do people go about that?
Yeah, so we have an open application every March. So we accept applications from March 1st to March 31st, and people can apply online, or we have paper applications. They fill out the applications and then turn them in by March 31st. And then we go through them and start qualifying people for our homeownership program. To qualify, you do need to earn less than it takes to qualify for a traditional mortgage.
Okay.
You also have to come from either substandard, unsafe, or overcrowded living situations. And then you need to be willing to partner with us. So you have to actually go through 10 financial and homeownership education classes. You also have to do monthly one-on-one budgeting sessions. And you have to complete 350 hours of volunteer time, actually helping to build your house.
That's
and
the sweat equity part you guys are talking. That's what you're known for.
Exactly.
Because a person has an understanding of the house because what it took to get it. How many applications do you guys normally get? I would imagine you get a good number.
We do. This past year, we got over 200 applications, which is the most we've ever gotten.
Okay. And how many get into the program?
Yeah, probably around 10 each year. So, the need out there is so much larger than what we're able to accommodate every year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a real wow.
It's a wow. Yeah.
So I can imagine when the person comes and I fill out the application and I get the approval. That feels pretty good.
Absolutely.
So that's a big step there. Okay. What's the next thing all right, I'm in the program. What's the next big step? Now I start going to the classes, taking, and how long does that last?
Yeah, usually it takes about 18 months to go through the
Okay.
program, from being accepted to actually constructing your home, closing on your home, taking all your classes. So once you're accepted, then you start the classes, doing your volunteer hours, doing the monthly budgeting sessions.
So the volunteer hours that I'm doing the work, is that on my house or on another house?
It could be on either. It could also be at our restores. It could be in our office.
Oh, you guys got a cool restore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have 2 of them now.
So you got one on the south side too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can give a shout out to the restore, because I always found some cool things there.
Absolutely. So we have 2 retail operations called the Habitat for Humanity Restores. We have one in the north side of Richmond, and then one right near Chesterfield Town Center. And we sell new and used building materials, furniture, home decor.
I mean, you can find anything in there.
Anything.
And
Yeah.
when
No
you say
clothing
anything,
or anything.
but with anything home related, and you guys got some bargains too.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. I've decorated my entire house basically with all restore finds. It's an amazing place to shop. And we get a lot of brand new stuff from businesses too. So it's not just like used items that people donate. So it's really incredible.
On the mic, Mike Kristen from Habitat for Humanity is here. So how long have you been, are you the CEO?
No.
Okay.
I'm the director of
You're
communication.
the director of communications.
Yeah.
Which is the person who gets the word out.
Exactly.
You get the
Yeah.
word out. When people look at, what's something that people don't know about Habitat that you think that they should know?
Yeah, I think that a lot of people have the misconception that we give away our homes to the families we work with. A lot of people think we're just, the families who qualify, they just get a free house, but that's not the case at all.
Not
the case at
I
all.
don't know why. Everybody knows you got to be swinging a hammer and a nail to get one of the Habitat houses because it's a process. And okay, that's just me, but maybe everyone doesn't know. What new and exciting things you guys have upcoming that you want to let our listeners know about?
Yeah, so we have a event coming up called Project Playhouse. It's going to be October 8th and 9th at the Richmond Kicker Stadium. And it is basically an event, a 2-day event where groups come out and they build a playhouse for a local family.
Really?
They get to decorate it however if the child likes Paw Patrol, they decorate it with a Paw Patrol theme, or if they like rainbows or unicorns, they get to choose the theme of their house. And it's a fundraiser for us, but then also most of the folks who get the playhouses are our homeowners, so their children get playhouses for their backyard, which is really cute.
What's it like? Like one of those sheds?
Yeah, it's just like a tiny little cute playhouse. Yeah.
And when is that happening?
It's going to be October 8th and October 9th at the Kicker Stadium. And we have more info on our website, which is richmondhabitat.org. And has all the information on how you can sign up to participate.
On the mic, Mike is here. Kristen is here with us. You guys want to shout out any of your sponsors, advertise folks? Because I always say, changing the world ain't cheap, easy, or free. And great organizations need sponsors, advertisers. Let's talk about volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is the lifeblood of organizations.
Absolutely. Yeah. We use, like I said, thousands of volunteers every year to help us build. A lot of corporations will build with us, send out their employees for like team building days. A lot of places of worship will send out their congregations to volunteer with us. So it's really a great place for team building activities, or if you're just an individual who wants to learn some new skills, it's a great way to learn some construction skills while you're doing good for the community.
There you go. It's always a pleasure. So is Jane still around here?
Jane, no, she retired a few years ago, but she just moved to Williamsburg.
Gotcha.
So
it's one of the cool parts. So I've gotten to know you guys through Synapse. And as I said, shout out to Synapse and all the great folks there. That is my networking organization. And it's always great when we went to the Habitat for Humanity's location, plus the Restore. You need to go check out the Restore because they got some cool stuff there. One last time, how can people find you out there?
Yeah, so you can visit our website, richmondhabitat.org. We're also on all the social media platforms. Habitat RVA is where you can find us on Instagram, Richmond Habitat for Humanity on Facebook.
All right, we'd like to thank you for coming on. So on the mic, Mike, they're so good. We're going to play this drop for you guys. It's heavenly.
I love it. It's great.
On the mic with Mike, the best business radio program around. Why? Because we get the best guests. I'd like to thank you for coming on the program. Thanks now. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you support Habitat for Humanity. Thanks now. Take care.
You know what it is? Mike King Radio.
The king of RVA Business Talk Radio on ESPN 106.1 FM, The Choice 105.3, and worldwide on IBGR.network.
Would you join me, please, and welcome the Mike King Biz Radio. Mike King isn't a businessman. He's a businessman with his own talk show. On the Mic with Mike is the best business radio program in the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on the mic with Mike King here at the ESPN studio. This is the global epicenter of social enterprise business. You can hear me as part of the Mike King Biz Radio Network, which is ESPN Richmond 106.1 every day from 5 to 7 a.m. The Choice 105.3 every day from 2 to 3, as well as International Business Growth Radio. What we do is we connect with rock stars out there. So follow us on all social platforms. Make sure you support our sponsors and advertisers that you'll hear during the show. Make sure you support them because they help me stay on the air because the microphone ain't free. Plus, my grandkids need stuff, especially that, like you said, we got some Chick-fil-A talk in a little bit because I don't know what they're doing at Chick-fil-A, but it is kind of good. You know what? I got G in the house with us. So G is a friend of the family way back. Shout out to old Jimmy Stump days.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that was back in the day. But G is a local artist. So tell people who are and what you do.
Okay. I am a visual artist. I'm from Prince George County. My specialty is portraits. I do abstract. I would say I also specialize in Black art as well.
Yes, you do. Can you guys hand me some of her stuff right there? Alrighty. So, you've gotten. How do you get the inspiration for your artwork? So we're gonna where does that come from?
I mean, I would say something like this would kind of be more of me. Um, just a whole different version of me in different paintings. It just really depends on what it is. I got some paintings where I might have been like an emotional wreck and you'll see tears or you'll see anger or, I got some that kind of deal with Juneteenth and just being my authentic self and being a strong Black woman.
How long would it take for you to create that right there?
It just depends. I do a lot of things throughout the day.
So do you work on multiple paintings at once, or when you get on it, you're on it?
I'm usually working on multiple.
How do you keep track of that?
Well, this is my only, source of income. So I mean, I got the time.
It's not just so much the time. It is all right. So you have this feeling for this painting, this feeling for that painting. How do you go from say maybe you were a little bit on the
right
on the rage side over here, but on this side you were happy and everything's good.
Well, most of the time if it's multiple, I'm probably doing commission work, so it's for someone else. So okay. I'm looking at a painting. I'm not really going off a feeling. I'm just going off what I see.
Okay.
So.
And that's called commission work.
Commission work, yes.
Okay. And how can people find and support you out there?
They can go to my website. It's alitouchbygee.com, and that's ALIL touchbygee.com. Or you can follow me on Instagram or Facebook.
All right. So here you can set that one to the side. And we got besides you in the house, we got some other friends, and they're going to come up in a little bit. All righty, let's talk about this piece right there.
Okay. This one specifically, just like the other one, I actually started off with just a background. I was trying to do abstract, and then I was just like, you know what? Let me throw a little face on there. So this one right here is actually like somebody's lips, somebody's nose, somebody's eyes, and just threw it together.
Okay. No, well, you did more than throw it together. Mike G is here with this outstanding work. When you're done, are you done? Or when you know it's done?
I usually stroke my ego a little bit, and I'm like, yo, you did that. You did that. Like okay. I can't believe you did.
Well, let me explain something to you. If you don't think you're it, well, nobody else. And so, alrighty, so you do a lot in the community too. I see your name. I mean, I ain't gonna sound like the old man here, but to be you're out there making a difference in the community, doing a lot of things. So I see you down in the Tri-Cities, your picture popping up everywhere, doing a lot of things up in the community. Why is that so important?
Well, I told myself this year that I wanted to be more local. I've been to Richmond, and
that's where I met you. I didn't realize you weren't from up here.
No, that was actually my first time, literally my first time, and you guys like threw me on TV. Like I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's how we do.
It was a lot, but I was like, you know what? Either you take it or you don't. But
then you started to be in the mix because I seen you had the artwork over at the cafe on Belvedere. One time you were over there when they were doing the readings.
Oh, you're talking about Nutty Buttery.
Yes, you were over
yes.
there doing some things,
Great,
putting
great.
the word out there. Really, how do you? So people who are out there, how do they get successful lines off the ground? Like a lot of people, there's a number of people who can paint and do those things. How do you make a dream happen?
It takes time. You gotta stay consistent as well. And definitely be confident in your work. That's something that I did learn. As far as like,
did it take some time to get confident in the work?
oh yeah, I'm still working on it. Like this, like I'm literally just being pushed, pushed into things. So it's like you kind of got to get used to it. I mean, right now I'm a nervous wreck, believe that. But
in here,
oh, I'm shaking.
Don't tell me about me too.
I'm shaking, but
so wait a second. You got what's that you got going on Facebook?
Oh no. I don't never go live. Yeah, I put I like to put my videos together, make little reels.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know how to do that.
That's my favorite.
Can I get that picture right here? So this one seems to be of consequences.
Conversation piece.
Yeah, this is a conversation
piece. Turn it the other way.
This way.
Here we go. Like this. Oh. Did you see Africa in there?
Oh. And you know what? They say we're getting cultured up in here. Exactly, because I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was the inspiration behind this? Let me hold this one right here while you talk about it.
This one was my dedication to Juneteenth. It's so many different meanings. You can really interpret it how you want to. Let's not really go deep into that. But
okay, so here what I see is Africa birthing a baby.
Mm-hmm. In America.
And America's in the mix as well.
So, they call us African American and, where we originated from. So, it's like I said, it could go a little deeper than that. Yeah, but
But now, all right, so now when you did this one, did you pat yourself on the back a little extra?
I did. I was actually, it just, I don't know. Everything was going on with the whole Black Lives Matter and all that stuff. So, if you look on there, I actually have Black Lives Matter on there because it was just, of course I'm affected as well as, other people that look like us. So it really just came to my brain.
Okay.
Like, this is how I feel. This is the only way I can express it. I'm not political.
You're not, but you just made a statement. All right, so on the mic, Mike, ESPN Richmond here. This is part of Mike King Biz Radio Network. You got my friends coming up in a little bit. The Realionaires and the free lunch. This is a day for the On the Mic with Mike program.
Yes.
I got all of the young creators in the house. We even got TV stars. Yes, we do. We got that smiling face. Yes, we got Emmy Award winners. We even have. So I'm at the crib. I'm sitting there minding my business, and I had the lady on from the Richmond Raceway and from NASCAR. Lori came to the program and she said, "Hey, we're having a Bubba Wallace block party. It's going to be great. Bubba's going to be there. A lot of people are going to be there. Wale is there." I'm like, all right, well, I'm kind of like too old. I was going to go, but then I had to do some explaining, so I ended up not going. So then I'm going home and I'm sitting there and I'm watching on TV. And what do I see? I see G holding up a picture, a painting of Bubba Wallace. Yes. Can I see that one? Alrighty. The next day, I see G on the Richmond Times Dispatch front page.
Right.
Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, now I'm a NASCAR fan. She done brought the Bubba Wallace, and it is signed. Okay, so let's hear the story about what was the inspiration of painting this?
Well, I knew I was going to something that was pretty much a function for us, to get us kind of out there in a area we're not used to. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm like, he's a black NASCAR driver. Like, who would have known? So it's just, it was an exciting thing. So I was just like, let's see if we can get him to sign
How long did it take you to make it?
I actually painted that same morning. So
morning?
Yes, I was definitely on a mission. I was on a mission.
If you weren't on a mission, how long would it take you to do that? Couple days?
See, as far as business goes, I tell people 2 to 3 weeks just to give me time and, space it out. But it can definitely be done in some days. if I really stay dedicated to it. But like
You
I said,
got, you got multiple stuff going on. You got a lot of stuff
yeah,
going.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
All righty, so you were out in the community and you met somebody from a TV station, right? Okay, and the person sees you that day of the Bubba
Yes.
backyard barbecue party. Okay, and what does he say to you when he sees that?
Well, I seen him and I was like, "Hey, do you remember me?" And he's just like,
"How can I forget G?"
I was like, "I did the mural out there in Petersburg," and then I showed him the painting, and he was like, "Oh wow!" He was like, "We're gonna get that signed for you.
Yeah, we gonna get that signed.
We're gonna get that signed for you."
Okay,
you know, and
so you're still thinking like,
yeah, I mean,
you're feeling pretty good.
Oh, I was feeling confident after that. Because they seen us, screaming, which is how they got the picture. So, they seen that, but then the guy's like, "Yeah, we're gonna get that signed." And then his friend came up and she hooked the microphone up to me and she's like, "Yeah, well, we want to get your reaction once he signs it."
And
it wasn't,
you feeling?
I'm like, okay, so he's gonna sign it. I'm at the stage and I'm looking at people on stage and they're looking at the pen and they're like, "You want to get it signed?" I'm like, yeah. You got a pen? I didn't have a pen. I was freaking out, but there was a guy over there. He had paint markers. I was like, "Oh,
was he an older man?"
I think he was.
Yeah,
I think he was.
What young person's rolling around with?
Well, he had something to get signed too. So I was just like,
so yeah.
Okay. He was like, "Sure, here's a permanent marker."
And you're like, okay.
So
Bubba's coming down and you see him.
Yes, and we're screaming, "Bubba!"
A little. You're
like he can't see me. I mean, he's right there, but
you're still screaming.
Like, look at the paint.
Look at man. Look what I got.
So people are taking pictures. I'm just like space out so he can see. So they ended up getting his attention and he saw it and he was just like, "Let me show my I don't know if she's his wife or fiance, but I'm gonna say wife." He was like, "Let me show my wife," because he says that she paints as well. So he was pretty excited to see it. And I'm like, "Well, you can have it." He's like, "No, I'm gonna sign it for you." So I'm like, okay.
So he signs it and it goes away. You're happy that night.
Yeah.
What happens the next day when you see the Richmond Times-Dispatch?
Well, they talked to me at the event. And, I didn't think nothing of it. I'm just like, okay, it's going to be in the paper, somewhere in the paper.
Somewhere in the paper.
Cool. But then a friend of mine calls me and he's like, "Congratulations." I was like, "What?" He was like, "You're on the front of the paper." I walked into my mom's house and she's reading the paper and there you are on the front of the paper. I'm like, shut up. So I had to go out and find me some papers right quick.
I tell you what, as soon as I saw that picture, I'm like, that's the picture right there. That's the picture. All right, so on the mic, Mike G is here with us. We gotta make way. We gotta keep this party moving. So, G, how can people find you one last time?
Once again, you can go to my website. That's alittletouchedbygee.com. That's ALIL touch by GEE. And you can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook.
There you go. On the mic, Mike G is here with us. Make sure you support her. Her work is outstanding. You've been in the game, like I said. Well, it's been a while. You did that TV thing with us. So on the mic, Mike, we talk to the best and the brightest out there. Let me see. When G walks in, this is what plays.
Mike King says.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air.
That's what they're talking about. A little touch of G on the mic. Mike, gotta run. Take care now.